Live in the NASDAQ market site in the heart of New York City's Times Square, this is Fast Money. Here's what's on tap tonight. A commodity climb. Crude prices touching nearly 3-month highs, while gold and silver set new records. What's behind the moves? How do you trade the space? And software has been sliding to start the year. The chartmaster says go short, but one top analyst thinks this is the time to buy in. Who is right? We'll hear both cases. Plus, what is behind the breakdown in bank stocks, the state of commercial real estate with one top investor. And it's day 3 of our 2026 Trader Acronym Reveal. We've got top picks from Julie and Courtney later on this hour. I'm Melissa Lee, coming to you live from Studio B at the NASDAQ. On the desk tonight, Tim Seymour, Karen Finerman, Steve Grasso, and Guy Adami. We start off with that crude awakening in the oil markets. WTI prices settling over the $62 mark for the first time since November, but pulling back late in the day after President Trump suggested turmoil in Iran was abating. Still, the strength in black gold has been pushing energy stocks higher, the sector the best performing on the S&P today and so far this month. Today's gains led by Action Conoco, APA, and Marathon Petroleum. And ExxonMobil shares closing at an all-time high. For more on all these moves in the latest.
All right, man, what is going on? What is going on? Yes, yes, yes. Hey, guys, my name's Gerald Peters. This is the Money Flow and the Peters Report. We're going to dig into just want to cover a couple things here. I was going to do a write-up by the time I do the write-up. Let me see what my man say here. Oh, what's up, Luke? Yeah, thank you, my friend. Yeah, I'm up 17% on the year across. That's when you average all 6 or 7 accounts. Not bad, man. I think this our second income stream account is mine was up a little, almost 7%, 6 something. Not bad, and a 50% dividend yield. Oh man, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. What's up, man? Get up out of bed. GP, money to make. Bitcoin to $1 billion. Yeah, there's a hijacked site out there right now. And they got Michael Saylor talking. He was talking about Ethereum, and I knew it wasn't Michael. What they just said here, what Melissa Lee just said, back it up.
Suggested turmoil in Iran was abating. Still, the strength in black gold has been pushing energy stocks higher, the sector the best performing on the S&P today and so far this month.
So, let's see. Sure you heard what she just said. All right. Let me see if you guys can see it. What's up, Tony? I'll make me a little smaller. So right here, we're on stock charts. You guys know I recommend stockcharts.com. Really don't get anything for recommending it. I think if you mention my email, they throw me a free month or something, but I don't get paid. I just like the service, the site. I think it works out great. You can use it same on a phone, same on a computer, same on a pad. Have all your settings. We currently track almost 200 stocks every day. And I had somebody from the MFG trade desk here. I said, hey, go pull me all the stocks. Pull me all the stocks that are 70 RSI or above. And it's a big fucking list, man. So I was going to do a write-up. I was hoping it wasn't that many. I was going to do a write-up on each, talk about what the fair value is, whether I'd trim it or I wouldn't trim it, why that is. I can't do that. By the time I did that on 70 stocks, they're going to fucking have moved, changed, or on down the road. So I figured what we do is, yeah, it's about 70, which is almost half. It's crazy. Okay, that's a crazy number. Are hitting 70 plus RSIs. Now we own a lot of oil stocks, as Melissa Lee just said there. Oil is where is it? Right over here, we've got ConocoPhillips up 4% today. RSI 61. So there's still room for Conoco to go up here. But if we put in Chevron, which is my favorite play, by the way, actually picked up some of this. Man, picked up some Chevron back here in May or June when it fell underneath that 200-day. There's some stocks, man. So what are we at? 167 now. We just hit the 70 RSI. Let's check the weekly. That's the highest it's been on the weekly. Let's check the day, monthly. So this is the highest price the stock's ever been. It appears. That is pretty cool, my friends. That is pretty cool. What's up, Instagram? What's up on the gram, man? Instagram, you come on over to YouTube and probably get a look. What's up, Michael? We got a celebrity trader here on the Instagram side. But over here on YouTube, I don't think we have any celebrity traders, do we? Other than me. What's up? What's up, Dean? Yeah, Bitcoin tag 70. I wouldn't get too worried about Bitcoin. I've seen it run for 2 or 3 weeks on the RSI. I am day trading Bitcoin over here right now while we're on the YouTube. So I'll do YouTube, run the screens, teach the class, and day trade Bitcoin at the same fucking time. It's not that difficult. Not that difficult. What's up, Randy? Yeah, so this is the highest price ever for Chevron. I mean, how cool is that? We got the highest price ever for Chevron. We had the highest price here not too long ago for Bitcoin. Now we got the highest price for gold and silver. Come on, man. We rode the silver. Hopefully you were in it. Let me see. I'm trying to pull up when I've actually bought. I've owned Chevron, for many years. But I wanted to see, man, shit, I was up almost $8,000 today. Let's see. I think I picked up a trade. If you're on the second income stream, you should have got an email from me yesterday with the tier 1s, tier 2s, and whatnot that I was buying. Let's see. All right, this is one of my accounts. Man, it wasn't that long ago, honestly. This thing was at 150. I mean, not long ago at all. Now we're at 204. I mean, that's crazy. Let me see. Oh, and just so you know, you guys have till April 15th to put money in for last year if you have an IRA. This is an IRA. I have a regular IRA and I have a SEP IRA because I'm self-employed. SEP IRA will let you put in, I believe it's $67,000 now, or 25% of your income, whichever's higher. So you can see this account here. There's not a lot in this account. I got some Exxon, some ET Energy Transfer Partners. I got AT&T, MPLX. That's like ET. It's a master limited partnership. They call them MLPs. They primarily used for companies that transport gas is what I've seen MLPs used for. It's just a wrapper for tax, okay? Like an IRA or SEP IRA. There's nothing magical about that. It's just a wrapper they put around it for how it's taxed. A REIT is called a REIT because in 1980, whatever, they passed a law in Congress that created REITs so that we could get public money from little suckers like me and you into the U.S. economy so that these guys could build skyscrapers and malls and hospitals. And that's the beautiful thing about stock market that a lot of your idiot friends probably don't understand what value it brings to the country. ConocoPhillips, she was just showing that we're up 4% today. Looks like I'm up 72% in that. Let's see. EQT. Ooh, this is nice. On silver. When did we buy this? Huh. Oh, I must have. Damn, 24, huh? What was it? Oh, on 8 and 11, 24. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but let me see when that was. AGQ is a triple leveraged silver. My biggest trade ever was with this, and I wrote it to like 350. Rode silver for it was like a $38 an ounce gain. Last time it ran to 50, and the triple went to 350. All right, so let's go back to the monthly. Let's do weekly. All right, now what did it say? It said 8 and 11, 2024. So that would be August. So right here. Wow. In September. Man, so we did most of my buying right in here. Ha. Not bad, huh? Not fucking bad, dude. What's up, GP? What's up, baby girl? You all right? What is going on? All right, so big, beautiful move in silver. Just a tip, man. If something like that's running like crazy and you're a trader, you can trade it, you know. You just jump in and be ready to get out. I mean, it's pretty simple. Like this is a 1 hour chart of silver. Now, silver wouldn't be one I would day trade. It'd probably be something more like a stock or something, but you can do that. We did that. I did that with NVIDIA. I do that a lot when I miss a move, man. All right, so let's look at Exxon real quick. The silver's just gone crazy. I'm not selling any of the AGQ. I sold off my futures contracts. Probably should have done it the other way around since futures contracts were leveraged 20 to 1. Bitcoin right now is at 96,250, and I'm trading at 10x leverage. Let me see something. I'm trading at 10x leverage right now. So at night, you get 10x leverage, and then early in the morning. Sometimes during the day, if you don't, and I'm going to teach you, I'm going to do a webinar on this. It's the new perpetual contracts that are at Coinbase. But you got to be signed up for their futures or it won't work for you. So make sure you do that if you're interested in that. And there's quite a few. I mean, I don't see any reason to own any alt. What's the fucking reason if I can just trade perpetual contracts on them? Boom. So these are our levels. And where did I get in on this run? Boom, right in here. And then we had our breakout, pull back, and we had another breakout. Boom, there we go. And we'll keep an eye on this on the I'll set this up run. So again, same strategy, same system. I don't do anything different when I day trade than when I swing trade or position trade or buy and hold, man. Bitcoin should dip today, and why made it a run? I don't know what you mean, Michael Anthony. Bitcoin should dip today, and why made it run? What made it run? Well, buyers, sir. Buyers. Let's see. Look at the XLP. This is the Consumer Staples Select Spider Fund. We talked about these. I sent out a Substack but a couple days ago. And pull that up. In that Substack, I talked about the 11. I didn't get not one fucking person told me, wow, nice graphic, G. What is wrong with you guys? Let's see. So look at this graph. Man, I ain't had no graphics like this. So here's the cover page. Here's the cover page to it. Not one person. I had a guy say, well, you used AI. Well, you didn't, and I did it, and you didn't. You didn't send me anything. Well, you got to be subscribed to it, man. It comes in your email. And you don't have to get it on the email. You can just go to the Substack. It's posted there like a website. Like right here. This is from the website. You got one reshare. Man, you guys are greedy, man. Why are you so greedy? We talked about the 11 sectors, and I was telling you, keep an eye on the sectors. I really use the sectors to try to spot sector rotations. And we talked about 8 of these are offensive, 3 of these are defensive sectors. And what's getting hot right now? And so you want to find what's old and be ready. So, or what hasn't run. Let's see. I didn't send the list of stocks because you can look on your charting and you can see if it's over 70. So if you're using stock charts, you can simply go over to chart tools. If you come over here, chart tools, is it chart tools? No, it's you do it from the dashboard. We'll do that in a second, but you look over there, you go down to public chart list, you can get on board and see the 170 or whatever stocks that we're tracking inside of the public chart list. And we went through and we marked up every one of them that are over 70 RSI, and it's well over 70 stocks right now that we track have a 70 plus RSI. So now the answer would be which ones don't, right? And some do, and they're going to keep running, man. They're going to keep running. That's called a runaway. Don't get in front of a runaway. I was explaining that last night. A new member inside of Discord, he was wanting to short silver. Bad idea. Silver is a runaway. You can short it and get your ass blown out. Blown out, okay? Don't short strong stuff. Short the weak stuff. That's the formula. Ain't no hedge fund shorting that. Now, they might short it against something. They might hedge it, you know. But you want to short the stuff that's weak, not strong. I know when you're new, though, when you're new, it feels like you should short the shit that's gone up the most, but that's not how it works, okay? GP, where's the guy who cut his PP on oil last time? Yeah, that was pretty funny. I ain't heard from that guy. What's up, Nick? Hey, man, I apologize. I haven't gotten back to you in the middle of our conversation. I got called away, and I've had some shit I've been having to deal with, and then when I get back, I've been running late or running behind, and so I'm just trying to get all that shit caught up. But I promise we're going to sit. We need to get on the phone and talk. Yeah. What's up, Randy? Hope you're doing well, man. Holler at your dad for me. Yeah, LMT has done great. RTK. Remember and on the whiteboard I had, I've moved the whiteboard now, guys, to page 4 or 5 of the Peters report. Yeah, page 4 or 5, you'll see the whiteboard. I mean, look at how fast this did this. That's the consumer staples. I can't believe how fast it went. But let me show you where your sign was. And I almost bought some of this, but I have so much of the underlying stocks that I just didn't bother. But this yellow line, man, is super, super fucking important. See this yellow line? Man, it's everything. It really is. Let's pull it up like this so you don't even have to see me. Oh, brother, let me know. Yeah, I'm going to get with you, and we can talk on the phone. That yellow line is so important. When you get quality things, I mean quality. When you get quality shit and it goes below it, that's your play. That's when I got into silver last. When silver went underneath the 200, that's when we got into gold. Doing the 2X gold, the UGLL. That baby has gone up. I don't even know, man. We had a doji right here. You see it? There's a doji. I believe in them so much, man. There's now a section on the whiteboard that says dojis. If you're not on it, get on it. The Peters report right here. You can click and get on the Substack. That, by the way, Substack is always there, and you look through previous articles, different things. Let's see. I didn't think this move would keep going in oil. It says oil saw a breakout last week, continuing to digest the ripple effect from the geopolitical developments, including the U.S. capture of former Venezuelan president. Bonds climbed above their 20-day moving average, but remained in a wider consolidation zone. And we'll look at that. Bitcoin lost some momentum, but still holding its stage 2 breakout. Notably, Bitcoin is currently the only asset in our win ranking trading below its 200-day moving average, a unique dynamic among major market drivers. That tells me I should be buying fucking Bitcoin because it was so cheap. It's probably not going to be there long, man. Probably not going to be there long. I've been sprinkling videos throughout. A little more. Man, I can't believe nobody said nothing about it. I thought the graphic was fucking amazing. And let's see. All right. What? Why is it looking all weird? All right. Try to clean it up a little better so it's a little better viewable. I appreciate you. Whitney says, yes, yes, yes. Hit the like button, folks. If you would, I'd appreciate it. Even if you're watching on TV, man, you take your little remote and you hit the up arrow and then you hit right. It'll let you click like or thumbs up on your TV. If you're watching on Roku or whatever, there's a button. There's a way. If you tip your waiters, at least tip me with a thumbs up. Stage 3, we had a bunch of them here. Cisco. Or is it Cisco? No, not Cisco. I'll give you a little tip. Something I do throughout the week to maintain my board. Something I do in real time. If I have time, at least on Wednesdays, I scan back through them. I just start looking, And what I'm looking for is like this, like any breakouts. Well, look at bonds. Bonds are breaking out today, man. So if we come over here, if this is the XLP and it's breaking out, consumer staples, well, guess what? Who Staples' best friend is? That's right, bonds. Consumer staples, not your girlfriend's best friend. Bonds are a Staples' best friend. So if we look at bonds, the TLT or 20-year Treasury bond, you can look at the 5-year note, you can look at 10, but what we have right here, we have ourselves a breakout. Right there. We have a little bit of a breakout going on. Now, in the money flow, we consider that a stage 2. My man Nick just posted TMF. That's what I've been buying. Triple, baby. Triple. So I think we got bonds and Bitcoin's on the run. Are Bitcoins and bonds buddies now? Man, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, man. Bitcoin and bonds are running together. Say it ain't so. So we know industrials were behind, right? We know utilities were behind because one of the things I did, the reason I was sending you the Peters report about the 11 sectors was so that you would learn them. So if you're in the money flow gang, you have to know the 11 sectors of the. You're gonna be known as being kind of dumb. There's no other way I can explain it. Everyone's gonna think you're a dipshit. You have to know the 11 sectors because if you don't know them, you can never be a good trader because you don't fucking know the stock market. So if you know 30 football teams, if you know 50 fucking states, if you know 5 Kardashians, you can pick 11 sectors. If you know 11 sectors, guess what? That means you probably know about 50 stocks just off the top of your head. If I said, hey, what's a consumer staple stocks? You'd be like, well, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. You ever heard of these? Right. So boom, now you know a sector. You know the type of stocks that go in it. And what if we looked at the XLC, communications? Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, you know all these. You pay bills to them, right? What else? Facebook. Google. Somebody asked me why those would be in there. They provide news. I mean, let's see. Instagram. I got that right there. It says grab G's free ebook. You don't have to die broke. If you're not rich now, you might want to read it. You might know something. I didn't get started till I was about 28. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was when it just came out. I didn't quite know what to do with that information other than I needed to start some kind of business. And then he came out with Cash Flow Quadrant not too long after. That really helped me because then I understood the S, the B, and the E, and the I, right? And I knew ultimately what I want to be is I want to be an investor. That's ultimately what I wanted to be. But I needed money. The number one thing you need is money. No debt and money. I mean, that's easy. And so your focus has to be on money. You got to get money. Then you take the money and you put it into fucking assets that go up, right? Pretty simple. You guys remember our friend?
It's very possible if you use this wisdom. So what I do is I look at very, very top stocks. I look at stocks that have performed really well or that are projected to perform really well, right? You want to mix it up a little bit. You don't want only stocks that have performed great in the past, but you also don't want to take risk either and not invest into some safe options. You want to mix it up a little bit. So what I do is I'll take a stock like Apple, or I'll take a stock like Palantir.
You guys see those glasses right there? You see that? We got us a bona fide pervert. You see that right there? These glasses are filming you. Why is a YouTuber filming himself while wearing a camera? That don't make no sense.
Palantir, I think in the past 2 years, up over 1,000%. It's actually insane.
And by the way, the title of this video, and he only had 10 followers yesterday when I profiled him. We'll see if he's had any more. I didn't give out the link though. But he says, my secret stock method to retiring early as a billionaire.
So that's definitely a stock that I'd probably want to invest into, especially since the United States of America turned into a Department of War. Again, agree with it or not, make money. So if you actually just look at things objectively and factually, take your emotions out of the picture, guys, there is a ton of money to make from the stock market. You might be wondering, well, wait a minute, I don't have enough money. Or how much money are you investing to actually become a multimillionaire or billionaire at an early age from the stock market? Well, it's quite simple. You actually don't need that much money, especially if your returns are high. So let me put into perspective. Palantir, I think last year they went up over 200, 300, 500%. So if I only have $100 I'm putting in a month versus someone who's putting in $10,000 a month, I'll get a lot further and retire earlier, all because the amount of my annual...
other than the fact that a guy who can only put in $100, what is the fucking chance he knows what good stocks are? Come on, man. Man, ain't nobody buying that. Let's see. Well, if you just pick stocks that go up a lot, you'll be good. Duh. What classifies as a buy and hold, my friend? A buy and hold is some shit you will buy and hold. I'm going to put it as simple as my man did. You buy it and you fucking hold it. And if you'll do that, that's what you call a buy and hold. Now, how do you pick which ones are that? I mean, you learn to, you build out a portfolio. The way you do that is you go learn the 11 sectors of the S&P 500, and then you look at the subsectors. There's like 240 of them. All right. And you want to have representation from all sectors. Now, what this man is trying to tell you, you don't need to do that. You just need to pick the stocks that are going to go up. And if you just pick the ones that are going to go up and you don't pick the ones that are going to go down, you'll be a billionaire very quickly. He's right. I just don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. But I am pretty good, man. I do pick some. I'm up 650 something percent right now. That's not bad, right? That's not bad. Where's Michael? Michael, you still on here? Michael might be able to do that, man. Where's he at? He's still on there. What's up, Michael Crow? Michael's a celebrity. Let's see. Mac, I still got people asking about you in New Orleans, man. Let's see. Yeah, 100 a month, and you become a billionaire, Nick. I'm gonna have to. I got a feeling I'm gonna do a spoof video on that guy. I may have to. If you guys remember the one I did with the alien guy that I made fun of, Dogecoin Mansion, and they hit me with a cease and desist letter. Bunch of bitches. Cease and desist letter. Anyway, we got bonds breaking out. This is a pretty good little breakout here too. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna. Okay, calm down, sir. Boom. That's a breakout, babies. RSI is breaking out. Look at that. TSI, the histogram, everything is on our side, man. Everything is on our side. And That's resistance right there. We broke through resistance too. We might be billionaires. That word's never even come out of my mouth. It's kind of cool that it is starting to be a vocabulary word now. You know, you think about it. Fuck, Elon's getting paid $1 billion or whatever they're paying him, man. So we're throwing around the word $1 billion a lot lately. Yeah, we got CLSK, if you guys remember, when I first picked this stock. Come on, what was it? $4, $3? Or no, it was like $7 and it fell to $4. And they were, Gerald, the stock falling so far, it's red. I want to sell it. Instead of buying more. So to answer my friend's question, sir, a buy and hold stock is a stock that when it falls, you want to buy more. That's a very good definition right there. I don't sell them. I'm looking to buy more. Now, if I'm trading, I do that in a separate account. I'll trade anything. It don't matter. You know, if your mama makes quilts, I'll trade it. Anything. We can trade anything. It just needs volatility. It needs movement. We need velocity, you know. If it moves super slow, I mean, taking a trade on AT&T is kind of boring. If we instead we could trade like, I don't know, CLSK, we could trade MSTR, we could trade anything that moves. We could trade pizza. Right now, it says pizza is still not going up yet. That miss on earnings a little where Cracker Barrel made a big loss, but rallied. Yes, sir, because it's all about the future. You could lose your ass. Come on there and tell everyone, hey, we did terrible, lost a lot of money. But guess what? We're going to kick ass this next quarter, and everybody will buy it. Hey, man, Prado, appreciate you. Says, hey, GP, I hope you're doing well. Doing good. Thank you. Between this and Instagram, we got almost 100 mofos on here. Appreciate you guys watching, man. I really do. Today, right now, year to date, the XLB, the Materials Sector Fund. Materials. Think about that. What are materials? You know, it's kind of shit you're going to need to do industrial things. Like to make a pencil, you need wood, you need graphite, might need a little iron. You're going to need to make the rubber, right, for the eraser. So you're going to need what? You're going to need to ship it. You need trucks. So, but the materials that make up the component parts for wiring and computer circuit, all that little shit, you know, the rare earth stuff, the stuff you dig out of the ground, plastics, the byproducts of oil. These are all materials, you know. So if we look at that, we can click it and start to look down. Well, what is it? What is in this sector? We got aluminum. All right. What do you mean aluminum? Well, if you look, it says aluminum's up 21% on the year. Damn. I didn't realize that. Now look at mining. That's going to be gold. Mining and gold mining. Gold mining stocks are on average are up 14%. Paper, specialty chemicals. So what might be in here? Steel. Steel could be what? Nucor steel. So if we look at our, that's your swing trade, by the way, on IREN was one of the trades of the week. If you're on my trade of the week list, we've done pretty good in that. We picked it up around 42 and some change, almost 43. And we're now at 53, it looks like. Bam! I'd pull it up for you, but I got locked out of that account until I talked to someone on the phone. I meant Cracker Barrel sold off on earnings and then started moving up. That being a bottom band. And I'm shocked shares has been going up. I think I need to sell before the drop in days to come. Now, man, Cracker Barrel, what's the true value? What do you have, Michael, for the true value? What do you think it is? If you're going to write a check for the whole fucking company, what would that check be? All right, so I was talking about steel. So if we looked at steel, Nucor Steel is what we own. You should own a steel stock, okay? This is ours, Nucor Steel. Your chance to buy it was down here. Now, I can show you how to buy the bottom every time, by the way. For one, if I can get a blue chip dividend stock underneath this, remember we talked about it, the yellow line here. If I can get it underneath that yellow line, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Not book value, baby. Book value is always low. Not book value. Enterprise value. How much is the company worth? If somebody's got Morningstar, could you run Cracker Barrel, CBRL, through the Morningstar rating? If I had a fucking co-host, they could do it for me, but I don't. All right, let's see. Back to steel. What's the other steel stock out there? We've been killing it in that. Okay, what's the other one? We were talking about industrials. Remember NUE? NUE is a component to an industrial. So component, not NUE. UN. What's our fertilizer? How am I drawing a blank here? Damn, drawing a goddamn blank. Hold on. Ooh, look at that VX. 567%. I'm up 323% in Walmart. You can't be up that much. I wouldn't be up $21,000 if I sold it every time it dipped. Or the dumber one. Well, it's up 10%. I think I'm going to sell it. That is the dumbest fucking reason to sell a stock. All right. So we got some people saying fair value is $39. So, I mean, I would probably hold on to it, man. I got to look at the chart, though. Let's see. We're up a couple 100% in Welltower. But when did I start buying this Welltower? Let's see. 2017. I thought it was like 2016. Looks like 2017 was my first purchase. Let me see. I should be up a hell of a lot more. I didn't have any money to buy any during COVID. I just kept it and compounded the dividends. So fertilizer play was UAN. Yes, that one's gone straight. So that's tied in with industrials and materials as well in that same. I mean, they have a subsector for fertilizer, but who do you think is buying the fertilizer? Farmers, right? Primarily, but not just farmers. If you want to blow something up, you got to get some fertilizer. Let's see, McDonald's were up. Blah, 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 blah. Gilead, man, that's another one up pretty big. We've been through the shit with that Gilead. Nucor Steel up 107% in Delta, 289% in Google. I just bought the damn thing. Yeah, so I bought Google in 05 of 25. So not long ago, 6-7 months. And we're up almost 300%. Now you might say, how can that be? Because I bought leveraged, man. We bought leverage when it got really dirt cheap. When does it say I bought it? On 5/12, just out of curiosity. Let's see when 5/12 was. Oh, wrong stock. This is Direxion Daily Google Bull 2 times. And what did it say? 05. Man, I can't remember shit, guys. 05. So May, okay. All right, so there's May. Not a bad little run, huh? Now notice the money flow pattern there. Sideways up, sideways down, sideways, and now we run. That was on a weekly. Get back to a daily. So we've had a nice little come up here. It says, do you hold leverage funds long term? Yes. You guys probably believe the bullshit about you shouldn't hold them long term because you'll lose money. That is not true, man. I don't know why everybody believes that. It is true if you don't plan to add to it. Maybe it may or may not be true. Depends. It may not go down much. It may rip up. If it's, depends on which ones you're holding. And there's a lot of things you can do to offset the erosion. I'm holding, I have an entire leveraged portfolio at M1 Finance. I have the SM Pro. It has the TQQ. It has BITO, has TMF. It is all triple funds, and it does fine. I've beat the market every year. And I did that to challenge that concept of holding leverage fund long term. Now, you have to add to them on stage one, or it will not work. Okay, so that's why I said it depends on what you're doing. And I'd be happy to use them for trading. I do get sick of that shit, though. You can't hold them long term. You don't know that. When the fuck have you ever held them long term and tracked it? No, seriously. When have you done that ever? Have you ever bought one and then held it and then wrote down notes and did it for fucking years and then boom, posted it? I've done that. I've been in one now for 5.5 years with the TQQ, that U Pro, all that. Let's see. But you have to add on stage one because the leverage of the ads on the stage one is going to make up. Now you might not have the pure 2x or 3x. It might be like you end up with 2.4x. Let's see. Hey GP, I booked a one-on-one with you from the UK, pal. So not sure how it works. Can't wait though. We will probably do that over a platform like this if that's cool. Or over, there's several platforms we can use, man. Yeah, I'll get with you on that. We'll just have to confirm the time too, man. We'll make sure that works. All right, let me see. What else I was getting here? Oh, where's Tesla? Oh, no, this is what I wanted to show you. Look at MO. Woo! That mofo ripped. For 55, that's a big move for one of those kind of stocks, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's getting hot in here. Dole. Is this the banana company, Dole? Dole. Isn't that a Brazilian company? They got them BBLs. Let's see. Dole. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that setup, man. That's a nice setup right there. NOLA for life 922. Was it 922? What's up? What's up, baby? I don't know who that is. I'm guessing. Oh, it says no. I'm thinking NOLA. I'm thinking New Orleans. Come on, man. Come on, man. I like this setup, bro. Let me switch so they can see it. These are this is a classic swing trading setup. I used to just look for this. This is all I would do. I would wait for this. I get the anchor point. I didn't call it an anchor point then. I wait for my count. There's your stage one. I would literally wait until I got the breakout above the green line. Then it dawned on me one day, why do that? So we got a little overhead resistance here that may fuck with us. But if it breaks through, you're running to a little bit below. So what I started doing was buying right here. I'd buy the stage one. I would then place the stop right there on half the position. The other half, I'd put it down here. And so I would do like a two-tiered stop. I like that two-tiered stop concept, man. Really hope MSTR takes off. Man, there's a lot of shit going on. There's people mad at Michael. I'm hoping he doesn't go in the woodpile, so to speak. Let's see. I like that setup though, bro. That's a nice one. If you're playing it really tight, I'd have a stop right there at 1440. I'm getting in at 1464, trying to ride it up to 1506 or 1560. I got some better trades. I mean, I just saw that, or just noticed actually that I just noticed that I didn't have my recommended trades. Previous trade of the week, DraftKings, we're up nice in that. Man, if you're not on my trade of the week, I hope you're beating me. Let's see. If you're not beating me, you should get on the trade of the week. This was a nice one. We got in down here on stage one, rode it up. Didn't quite hit long-term target. Yeah, Iron's looking good. That was from our trade of the week, DraftKings. AT&T and Verizon, they haven't caught a bid, though. I thought for sure they would when Consumer Staples did. AT&T has drifted from 28.75. Oh, and look at this, by the way. The absolute top, motherfucking doji. Boom, right there. So when you get that doji in a box and you have an RSI, come on, man. You see what I'm talking about, right? The only dojis I'm worried about are the ones that fall on an extreme RSI, 70 plus reading or 30 and below, man. 30 and below. So watch out for those. You want to take advantage of those, man. Let's see. AT&T's back down cheap. What's up? What's up with the AT&T, man? I don't understand why they're so cheap right now. Keep an eye on it. Does anybody have the Morningstar rating on AT&T? I want to say it's like $28 or $29, I believe. Hit the like button. Appreciate you, Greg. Everybody hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that. On Instagram, maybe share it with 4 or 5 friends. If you have a goddamn friend, how do you get on your trade of the week? Hey, that's a good question. Just hit my bio link, man. Just hit the bio link. It ain't that complicated. You know that. Or go to geraldpeters.info. It'll take you, and you can see there'll be a tab there. It says Trade of the Week. Silver was one of those a while back, Trade of the Week. Silver. An MFG member wrote me in, said he's taken every trade from the Trade of the Week, managed them using the money flow trading system. He used that. And, stage 3s, he trims it down, and stage 4s he gets out, and stage 1s he adds. He's been doing that, and he's told me he was up like $29,000 last year trading. Like, these were in and outs. He was tickled pink. You're going to make the most money just buying and holding. That's the big money. Trading is like a job. We're just trying to grind out some money, but trading can be scaled. That's the thing. So if you get where you're consistent, who cares? If it took you 2 years to figure it out, if it took you 10 years, who cares? Once you're profitable as a trader, you can scale it. It scales easy. You can just add a zero, and add a zero. The market will take all the money that even this guy who's going to be a billionaire, it'll take his money.
Here, you see what I'm saying? So you can work a lot better with higher multiplication than you can with addition. As And so that's the difference. Well, everyone thinks like, oh, I need to add money to the pot. I need to add more money to my investment. No, what you need to do is multiply your money. So what's higher, 2 plus 2 or 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? You could add 2 every year, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2.
You actually need to do both. You need to be putting money in, and you need to be winning on trades.
Or you can multiply it times 2 every year. And that's the difference in the mentality. Your average sheep is just like, well, let me invest more money into the stock market and be content with my 10, 12%. Guys, with 10, 12%, I doubt you're even beating inflation, right? Because inflation is astronomically high.
You're beating inflation. This guy.
Higher than people can ever imagine. Inflation right now, it's actually being hidden from us. Like the numbers, like I know.
Here we go.
You guys see the numbers, right? Of like all these expenses that have been going on. That's just the reality of the economy that we now currently live in. And inflation has been getting worse and worse and worse. And I hopefully, certain things in the Trump administration, better economy. And I'm kind of seeing like gas prices go down a little bit. But the point is, guys, is that whenever we look at inflation, it's a very serious thing. So if you think your measly 10%, 12% up on the year is going to help you to retire, you're sadly mistaken, because you're not really profiting anything. You're literally just storing your money in the market and helping Wall Street get richer. Why?
Okay, that's nonsense. You are going to get richer. Yes, 10% is not awesome, but if you multiply 10% out with consistently adding, now he's talking about $100. I don't know what he's talking about there. I'm gonna add more. Some months I added 3, 5, 10,000. So at 10%, if you're adding thousands of dollars, you're going to end up with a bunch of fucking money. I don't know. He may not, because he's only got $100 or something.
You stay stagnation. So if you really want to get rich, if you really want to retire early, this isn't financial advice, but I will say this is what I'm going to do, is I will be betting on CEOs such as Elon Musk, such as the CEO Palantir, and I put trust, knowing that they have most of their assets, most of their net worth in the stocks. I'm going to put my trust that they will do themselves a favor and make themselves richer. And so by me doing that, I feel pretty confident the next 5, 10, 20, even 40 years, it's going to make me really rich. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys have any stocks that you guys are interested in investing into? Do you guys think this is pretty a sound view of viewing retirement and the stock market? How do you guys do it? Do you guys have any other plan? Do you guys think this is unrealistic? Do you guys think it's realistic? What I did to show to myself that it's realistic is I actually just went on ChatGPT if you want to go there, or you can go on stock market investment calculators online, literally run the numbers yourself. Put in, for example, let's say you're starting off with $10,000, and let's say you invest $500 a month for the rest of your life, just $500 a month. And then let's say you're up 25% or 50%, which is very
500 is not enough. If you're trying to do what he's trying to do, trying to get up out of there earlier, you got to do more.
very, very possible in today's day and age if you know how to do it. And if you're up 25 or 50%, see how much you'll be up in the next 10, 20, 30.
His example earlier about being, I'm up 15% on the year. I don't have any expectation that I'm going to maintain that week after week. I mean, that'd be crazy. Biggest I've ever done in a year is 107. That's trading. Okay. I'm not taking my 401k or whatever and trading it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trading it like that. AMC got smashed. That's why it's on the speculation list, my friend. Everything on the spec list, you got to buy them small.
40 years. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.
All right. I wanted to check on my man. Damn. I wanted to see if he had gained any more followers. If you remember, he had 10. Let's see. Damn, he still got 10. No, he's at 16, man. He might be on to something. That's a 60% growth on his YouTube channel in just a couple of days. So he's probably on to something here. He's got a video entitled "The Average American's Pay is $40 an Hour." Really? I never made more than $12 an hour working at a job. All right. So back to here, what I was talking about, we had aluminum. Aluminum would be like AA, right? Yeah. So here's Alcoa. When was the best time to buy Alcoa? Way down here, right? Way down here. The problem is it went way down to get down there, so you got to ask yourself, are you going to be holding it? But anytime it comes under, you want to buy this kind of stuff when it's underneath this yellow line, underneath the yellow line. Also, there was the first shot on the RSI, and there's the second. You don't sell on RSI, okay? You trim on RSI. It's a planned trimming to de-risk. You're de-risking the trade. as you take shares off, as it goes up, I want to sell into strength, meaning I want to take profit into strength. I want to buy into weakness. Make sense? And I don't want to sell it all. Like, what if you got all out of silver right now? You're missing a big run. And why would you have gotten? You don't get out because it went up. That didn't make any sense. Yeah, I like FUBU. It's a spec play. I've been slowly accumulating shit. I'm almost at 1,000 shares. I think I'm going to stop around there. Learning how to trade futures on a funded account feels like a cheat code. Never trading options again. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the funded account system, strategies. I mean, I know I have some friends that have pulled it off. I haven't seen many people make it work over a long period of time, but hopefully you do. Hopefully you do. I mean, I trade futures. I'm trading futures right now. I'm trading perpetual futures. They don't even have an expiration date, which is kind of cool. No expiration date, baby. None. It does have a date. It will bust you out, though. Let's check the 1 minute. Now, this almost got me right here. And if you're day trading, this can get you. So I had my line right around in here, right? And we started to go sideways. So we had this. Hold on, let me pull this up. This is a 1 minute on Bitcoin here. And we kind of got caught in this little channel. So I'm always looking for the channels, you know. Always looking. Anytime I get a big up and a big down, you know, I don't use the top of that, just so you know. And yeah, I like FUBU. Morningstar, fair value. Yeah, so that's a good 100%er there. Easy. So we had this sideways movement. And then boom, right here, that big candle there. But here's where it almost broke me out, was this right here. Come on. Are we playing games now? Right there. When it broke that, and then I waited and gave it just a minute to see what's up. And then we turn right around and boom, now we're running again. So cool thing about the futures contracts and perpetual contracts is you can buy 1/100th of a Bitcoin. And so if you have 100 contracts, you have a full Bitcoin. Well, that would only cost you $9,600 right now. You'd have control of a full Bitcoin. If it moved $5,000, you get paid $5,000. So that's kind of cool if you can catch it. I may be wrong on that one there, because look. And then look right here. Boom, 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 boom. So it was support, then resistance, 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 resistance. We broke through. This should hold as support right now. And if I wasn't in this and I was looking at it, I'd be looking to get in based on this holding. That's just basic money flow chart reading. If you need any of that, man, if you just go to my website, geraldpeters.info, I think we got it on sale for $40. And you can fast track yourself and learn a bunch of charting, man. Or come see me for one of my in-person classes, and we'll knock it out on a weekend. And you can learn about 7 years in a weekend if your brain can take it and you're open into listening. That's about it, man. That's all I got for you today. Appreciate everybody that was on Instagram joining in. You can. Where are we at? Yeah, we had a good crowd there. I'm always liking it. Yep, look, it's going to hold. I'm going to let this play out for a bit. And if you want to watch it with me for a second. Yeah, that Bitto chart is exploding. I took a loan out and bought a bunch of Bitto. Took a loan, baby. Took a loan. The kid teaching me has 20 linked Apex accounts. Yeah, I know how it works, man. I've done it. I've been trading for 23 fucking years. There ain't nothing that kid knows that I don't know inside and out. I promise you. That boy was not even born when I was making trades. Calling it on the phone, $45 a trade. to buy and 45 to sell. That boy never even seen a chart when I was looking at charts. So 19 making 30K a month makes me silly for not starting sooner. There you go. That's a good way to market too. You jump into a live, you drop that, people hit you up, you send them over to your link. I used to do that. It's also a great way to do that. Yep. I got a lot of friends that trade on Apex. I never seen any of them make it very long, man. They usually blow out. Appreciate you. You could get my sis. You make 30,000 a month. You don't even have to bother trading. You know, you could just stay in bed and you'd make that, man. But not with the money like that. We'll see. Maybe he does it. You're not talking about the YouTube. No, that's the YouTuber. He's older than 19. There's a YouTuber. Got big during COVID for all that. If you make it work, I've been looking for someone to do that for the money flow game. You know, because it's a little bit of setup, man. I tried to get a couple people to go through the process, go through and set it up, go through the thing, do their software, put it on your shit, go through the trial time, learn to do it, but document it so that we can share it with people and they don't have to be confused, and we can get them through and faster. And then we can get people from the MFG doing that, but we need it documented. And of course, obviously in the MFG, we would have to do it the money flow way, or fuck them. If it ain't the money flow way, fuck them, period. That's my philosophy on that. Yeah, let's see how this trade does. I'm about to get busted out, looks like. I already took half down. I'm trading candle by candle right now. Yeah, man. If you are actually, yeah, hit me up, bro. People say that, and I don't get ever hit up. So I hope you'll be the first one, man. I really do. I really do hope you will. Let's see. I really, really do. Oh, turn the wrong thing on there. And that's the wrong thing as well. God damn. There's nothing worse than getting dead silence when you're on the air. That's great. Oh my God. Has it got me logged out? What in the...
He crossed his arms and he asked me, "Why do you care so much? It's not like you're close friends with him anymore, Mel." Well, that's not what I wanted to hear. But I knew he was right. But I still felt this urge to reach out and just, I don't know, smooth things over. Have you ever experienced?
The most reliable motivation is a strong internal desire to achieve. External motivations like money, proving yourself, or outperforming the guy that sits next to you will not lead you to the promised land. This is well known in education circles. Intrinsic motivation crushes extrinsic motivation. In other words, are you trading because you enjoy it, you want to win, and it satisfies you intellectually? Or are you trading to get rich? This is a complex question given the instant feedback and direct monetary rewards of successful trading. Research shows that if you dream of being rich, no matter how rich you get, you'll always wish you were richer. So pursuing money for the sake of money is a pointless goal. There's a concept known as the hedonic treadmill, which states that as human beings earn more money, their desires and expectations rise in tandem.
Sold half
no
my
amount of
position.
wealth will lead to greater happiness. Research shows this to be generally true. Once someone makes enough money to comfortably acquire shelter, clothing, food, and healthcare, which is an annual income somewhere around $75K to $125K per year in most parts of the United States, additional increases in income do not increase happiness very much. Harvard's study of adult development followed the lives of hundreds of people over 8 decades and found the happiest people were the ones that had the strongest and most durable relationships.
Probably gonna put it back on.
Community, family, and friends. Relationships predict longevity and happiness better than money, intelligence, or fame. Making $10 million is not going to make you happy on its own, but if you truly love trading, it might. You should generally enjoy the process and act of trading. You should find it intellectually stimulating, exciting, and sometimes fun. You should look forward to going to work most days. If you don't, you're doing it wrong. Here's a quote from one of the great books on self-awareness, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. Quote, "See if you can catch yourself complaining.
This 96, 267 needs to hold, man.
What other people do or say,
I'm back in a
your
full
surroundings,
position.
Your life situation, even the weather. To complain is always non-acceptance of what is. It invariably carries an unconscious negative charge. When you complain, you make yourself into a victim. When you speak out, you are in your power. So change the situation by taking action or by speaking out if necessary or possible. Leave the situation or accept it. All else is madness. End quote. I highly recommend The Power of Now. The book is not directly related to trading, but it does offer insight on mental skills that help with good trading and good thinking. Specifically, the book, as you might guess from the title, is about a focus on the present, the now. Good traders don't get mired in what ifs. They trade the market one day at a time and do not waste finite mental energy on thoughts of past outcomes or fears of an uncertain future. Trading is not life or death. If you fail, you will learn and the sun will rise tomorrow. This is not emergency heart surgery where failure is catastrophic. Maintain perspective. If you spend a stretch of more than 18 months of trading where you're mostly miserable, I would think about finding another role or another career. Trading is not just about P&L. It's about learning, personal growth, self-discovery, and self-improvement. Focus as much as possible on self-improvement and process development, and let the money take care of itself. For the record, I found myself miserable on several occasions, and for me, it's always been about the role, not the career. If you work in an unpleasant setting, if you work for a manager that does not respect you or does not know how to run a risk business, if you work for a firm that is extremely risk averse, or if you trade at home with insufficient capital or insufficient support from your family, the problem is probably the role, not the trading. If you're in a good firm and you like your manager, or you're trading independently with plenty of capital and you still dread sitting down in front of your computer in the morning, that's bad. Make a change. If trading isn't fun most of the time, you need to figure out why. A third way to build self-awareness is morning prep. You do a quick morning prep and self-check-in. You can simply fill out a quick one-pager when you first sit down at the desk. In the PDF, I show an example of what that might look like for a day trader trading the NASDAQ. It takes about 2 minutes to complete. It's not a major task. It sets a professional and organized tone for the day and allows you to ask the key questions. This daily sheet, as I call it, forces you to lock in on what's most important for the day: your mood, the market, and your plan. To steal a term from mindfulness and yoga, the daily sheet forces you to center yourself before you start trading. Complete your daily sheet, then take a few breaths, clear your mind, center yourself.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is really important. Write a brief plan for the day before you start pressing buttons. Trading is a journey that can bring you wisdom that will benefit your non-trading life. By the same token, self-improvement efforts outside of trading can make you a better trader. We've scratched the surface of self-awareness here, mostly as it pertains to trading. Pursue self-awareness as a trader, but also as a curious and growth-oriented human being. Embrace meditation, yoga, exercise, and other paths to self-awareness, and you'll become a better trader. A healthy body and a healthy self-aware mind will give you the endurance for long-run survival in the market. The next positive trait is the ability to handle stress. Whenever people ask me, don't you find trading stressful? I reply, yeah, but it's good stress. Like playing professional baseball is stressful, or flying a fighter jet is stressful. And sure, the stakes are high, but it's not life or death. It's important, but it's not life or death. Good traders have the right perspective. They take the job seriously, but they do not allow it to consume them. Trading is not who you are, it's what you do. A fair bit of research has been done on the physiological impacts of trading. The book, The Hour Between Dog and Wolf by John Coates covers the topic well. When a human senses danger, the brain releases adrenaline and cortisol. This boosts the person's blood pressure and heart rate and prepares them to fight the lion or run from it. In our case, the threat is market risk. So the problem is that the stress reaction is not temporary, it goes on and on. The original purpose of our response to danger was to allow for fight or flight, either of which is meant to be a temporary burst of activity followed by recovery. In trading, we can stay stressed all day, and eventually this puts strain on our digestive, immune, and other systems because we're flooded with cortisol. Excessive cortisol can lead to poor memory, paranoia, anxiety, and all sorts of bad stuff. That's why traders burn out. Nobody who's 24 years old believes they can ever burn out. People have experienced almost exclusively success in their early life, can't imagine ever being tired or burnt out or failing. But trading is exhausting. If you don't manage your stress level properly and stay somewhat healthy in your 20s and 30s, you probably won't be trading in your 40s or 50s. One trader I work with had her Apple Watch monitoring her heart rate as the Fed announced its interest rate decision in August 2019. She had a ton of orders to watch and was at significant risk through the meeting. In the PDF, there's a chart of her heart rate as it goes from 60 beats per minute resting to 100 beats per minute on the Fed announcement. It's a cool chart. Here's how good traders deal with stress. First, have perspective. Like I said earlier, we're not storming the beaches of Normandy here. We're buying and selling assets in an attempt to generate short-term profits. If you can take the job seriously and treat it as a profession, but still understand the sun will come up tomorrow no matter how well or badly you trade, you can win. Next, relax. Learn to relax and breathe when you have big risk on. Don't white knuckle every trade and grind your teeth over every basis point jiggle. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This took me a long time, but it's a nice state of mind to have a ton of risk on and know that you can see the world clearly and breathe. This does not mean you don't care. It just means you put on risk before, you'll put on risk again, and this is just a single trial in a process with thousands of trials. Each trade is a spoonful of water in an ocean. Don't get riled up. Third, go off the desk. Many traders hate to go off the desk because they're worried about missing something. In the long run, the benefits you gain from going off the desk exceed the risk you take of missing something. When you go off the desk, your heart rate goes down, and you'll often experience stunning moments of clarity. Every experienced trader knows the feeling of that super clear market insight that pops into your head when you're off the desk. The human brain produces new ideas by creating connections between disparate thoughts and stimuli, and it does this best when it is at rest. To achieve clarity and produce aha moments of trading insight, sometimes you need to go off the desk and let your brain work. Much in the way sleep allows your brain to process everything you've experienced during the day. Pulling yourself away from the screens allows your brain to cool off and run some different, less urgent subroutines. Frequently heard on the trading floor. Man, I just realized something really interesting on my way back from the bathroom. The next tip for long-term survival and stress reduction is turn off your phone at night.
Turn off your phone at night. Hey guys, I'm gonna close out here. Stay with this trade. As long as it stays above the 5 exponential, I'm gonna stay with it. And I'm gonna get back here this coming week to trading Qs in our day trading room. So hope to see you there, man. If you're interested in such things. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Is this thing fucking working? I should look frozen. Every once in a while, you got to hit. It's still there. I got 96,385.